Former DOJ official Ian Prior is the leader of this pack, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Ian.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Why did you start this pack?
Well, you know, for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we have had a ton of outreach from parents. It really started with, Loudoun County Public Schools. You had school board members, administrators, part of this private group that was making lists of parents that were opposing or questioning critical race theory or even opening schools. So we had conversations with hundreds of parents and teachers across the county. And it was really looking for a way to channel that energy and make some changes at the school board level and at the administration level. So we put together this pack, fightforschools.com, where we are going to use the political process. We're going to use traditional political means, ads, mail, polling, etc. And we're going to try and recall those 6 school board members that were part of that list-making group.
So it's a great idea. I think for the longest time, conservatives and patriots have not paid attention to the object right in front of us, school boards and curriculum that's glaring. What are your chances of success? I mean, ultimately, are these school board members vulnerable? Are they beatable? And what would the change be if they are?
Yeah, I think we have a good chance of success. Look, I mean, the process is you have to go out, you have to get signatures, you have to get enough signatures that represent 10% of the total votes cast during the last election. So that was 2019, not a huge turnout. A lot of times it amounts to about 1,200 signatures per district for each school board member. So, we're looking for help, obviously, collecting signatures. We want to raise awareness. We want to advocate. We want to communicate with the parents. So the folks that are interested in helping us out certainly can go to fightforschools.com. But we are very excited. As I said, I've heard from teachers, students, parents, and really across the ideological spectrum. This is not a Republican or a Democrat thing.
Ian, they weren't even getting back to you. You want your kids back in school. You have questions about the curriculum. They wouldn't even give you the courtesy of a response. But they would come up with an attack plan to try to take you down. But they didn't know who they were messing with your background. And you believe you have the formula for success. Get back in their face and mock them. Why does that so effective so far for you, and you want others to pick up that mantle?
Well, they take themselves so seriously. I mean, they believe in the righteousness of their cause, and they're completely unable to see the other side. And, they really use cancel culture and labeling and calling people racist or fascist or sexist. But once you push through that and you show the absurdity of their position, they really can't argue. So what they do is they hide behind these statements that, they say, well, we don't teach critical race theory in schools. No, culturally responsive learning, it doesn't take more than 5 seconds on the Google machine to see that culturally responsive learning is critical race theory in action in the education system.
We did reach out to the county school board for comment. We have not yet heard back. We also want you to weigh in on this. Today at 11:30 this morning, they're going to have, Democrats are going to have a news conference on the steps of the Supreme Court because they want to add 4 justices. They were going to look and see what this commission found out over the next 6 months, but now they're saying they're ready to pack the courts. What are your thoughts?
Again, I mean, this is an attack on our democracy. We heard for the past 4 years that President Trump was attacking our institutions, attacking our norms.
Every day.
What is this? You were trying to change the Supreme Court. FDR tried it in '37 when he had quite a mandate, and he failed miserably. This is an attack on the very foundations of the checks and balances of our country, and everybody should roundly reject this.
Ian, guess what? If they blow up the filibuster, they could pass this, couldn't they?
Well, right now, I like to call him President Joe Manchin because ultimately he's the one that has the most power in this country. It's going to be up to folks like President Joe Manchin, Senator Kyrsten Sinema in Arizona to hold the line, to not get rid of the filibuster, and to not change our republic like this.
Ian, aren't these topics tied together in that if you're teaching critical race theory, if you're teaching 1619, you're teaching kids that America was never great, that it was founded, it's defined by its sins. And ultimately, the left, if you view America that way, will use any lever possible to advance their agenda and their power. Tear down the institutions? No big deal.
That's absolutely correct. This goes through all levels of government, whether it's your local school board, whether it's the Senate, U.S. Senate, House of Representatives, the presidency. Now they're trying to change the Supreme Court. These are the very checks and balances that help protect parents when they sue school systems to make change, to make sure that people are following the Constitution. If they find their way at a Supreme Court that's been packed, that is wholly a political body, then there's going to be no recourse for Americans anywhere.
Absolutely. And people should understand this is not Democrat or Republican. It's right and wrong. And at 11:30 today, that's all going to be about wrong. Ian, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.